Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into our third and final video of the day. So we're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's third and final video. Day 10 is going to take us to around the 26th of July. We had to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles, maybe runs around a couple of weeks, and have a look at the CFSV2 for August at the end of the video. Talking of August, we've released GMA Friday, which takes us more or less to the middle part of August. So have a look at that if you have not yet done so. Our 30-day look ahead. So it looks like we have a lot of warm and dry, maybe hot and dry weather for the next week or so. And then there are hints of a gradual deterioration as we go into the last stages of July, and particularly into early August. We might be starting to see signs of like a classic sort of August late summer deterioration of the weather pattern. But anyway, have a look at GMA Friday and see what you think about that. And of course, we will be talking about weather up to sort of late July, beginning of August anyway, for this 10 to 14 dayer. So we'll see whether there's still signs there of a deterioration, you know, within the shorter range model output for end of July, beginning of August in a few moments. To say that merch has launched, so if you'd like a little bit of Gazworthy's merch, this is the Gazworthy's Teespring page. You can find the link to this in the description, and also, of course, we have our store, you know, we can get to from the YouTube homepage as well. So it's all out there: face masks, phone covers, stickers, pillows, beach towels, mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, flowy tops, I think that is. All out there, and a glass as well. All out there for you. So if you like a little bit of Gazworthy's merch, have a look at our merch store. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. You're helping to support the channel, of course. Just another revenue stream, along with sort of channel membership and Patreon and PayPal and so on. You know, all these things, and advertisements as well. All these things help to keep the channel going. So thank you so much, everybody, for all of the support. Right, okay, so I'll turn webcam off at that point, I think, and we'll have a look at the latest observations from XE weather. Turning very warm out there at the moment. We've currently got temperature up to 26 degrees across eastern Scotland. Aberdeen is up to 26 degrees, and also in the far southwest, we've got Exeter at 26 degrees. That's a bit unusual, isn't it, that you get the highest temperature in the far northeast and far southwest of the country. Other areas are pretty close to that, though. We've got Western at 26 degrees. We've got Heathrow there at 23. We've got Gatwick at 22. We've got Boscombe Down at 23 as well. We've got Gloucester at 24 too. We've got Birmingham at 24. Norwich over towards the east coast, a little bit cooler and fresher, 20 degrees there. Loftus on the east coast is at 19 degrees too. Chatterhall is at 23. Very warm for Belfast, 23 degrees there. And into Wales, got Lake Berwick at 22. We've got Sennybridge at 22 as well. So temperatures are like low to mid 20s Celsius quite widely across the country. Those temperatures will get a little bit warmer as well in the next hour or so. So 27 degrees is achievable here, as we're already up to 26 degrees. Like 10 to 1 in the afternoon. So I reckon 27 is possible this afternoon. That's 81 in Fahrenheit. And temperatures are going to get even hotter over the weekend. We're in for a classic hot barbecue weekend. These were GFS upper temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. We're at Northampton today, local to me. So red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Northampton. Starting our pretty warm mode, going to get hotter over the next day or so. So yeah, I reckon, you know, particularly Sunday afternoon, we'll get the temperature on the surface up to 30 degrees, maybe a little bit more, maybe 31. Who knows, possibly even 32 might be possible somewhere on Sunday afternoon, getting to 90 Fahrenheit. After that, we'll still have a very warm day on Monday, but a gradual slide in the temperature. Upper air temperatures are taking place as we go through next week. Not going particularly cool, but definitely cooling down as next week sort of progresses with the upper air temperatures. And then after that, as we move into the end of July, dates on bottom of chart, of course, as we move into the end of July and the start of August, just looks quite close to average, really, with those upper air temperatures. But what we can see is that it is going to start getting rather more unsettled. So after a lot of dry weather over weekend into the beginning of next week, in fact, most of next week does look quite dry, but by the end of next week, we see a few more precipitation spikes appearing. And then as we run on into the end of July, the last week of July, I suppose, and into the start of August, clearly there are more precipitation spikes, so it looks like it turns more unsettled during the final week of July, which will back up what we've been saying, or what we were saying during JMA Friday today. Temperature anomalies from the 16th to 24th of July are going to be warmer than average. Got some very warm to hot weather to come in the weekend, so it is going to be a warm week ahead. And it's going to be significantly drier than average too from the 16th to 24th of July. So hot and dry sums it up, particularly in the coming days. The latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net shows high pressure is building into the UK and Ireland from off the Atlantic. You can see the west-southwesterlies, the rain-bearing westerly winds are being shoved off up to the north, and this is where the high pressure is ridging in from off the Atlantic Ocean at the moment. Right, should we have a look at some generic charts then and see what they're showing today? So we'll begin with the UK Met at the weather outlook. This is how UK Met is looking for midnight on Monday. High pressure is dominating the weather, sat over top of the country. Going to be dry and very warm. Into Tuesday, again, high pressure dominates, just slipping to our west a little bit. Probably allowing something a little bit cooler to come in from off the Atlantic, from the North Sea, I should say, into northern and eastern parts of the country. But still, you know, we're under high pressure. It's the middle of July. It's bound to feel warm when the sunshine is out, even if the temperature is sliding slightly. Into Wednesday, again, high pressure just keeps it mostly dry and fine. So certainly the early to middle part of next week going to be dominated by high pressure. High pressure still there to midnight on Thursday. And then as far as we get to with the UK Met is to midnight on Friday, by which time the ridge is just going to start slipping eastwards a little bit. Probably starting to pull up hotter air from the south again, though. But with low pressure developing to the west of Ireland, we might be starting to generate a little bit more instability now. And that could hint that as we go beyond that towards the weekend of the 24th, 25th of July, we may start to see a breakdown and, you know, thunderstorms beginning to develop from both the west and also from the south. But that might bring the hottest weather of July, actually, just before the breakdown. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if temperatures go shooting back up into the 30s Celsius, but probably only temporary before those thunderstorms begin to break out. So that's how the UK Met looks. That's as far as we get to with the UK Met. Let's have a look at the GFS then. This is the midnight GFS run. High pressure dominates the weather on Monday, just pulling in something a little bit cooler from off the North Sea into those northern and eastern areas. High pressure is still there, dominating weather on Tuesday, as it is on Wednesday. So it's going to be loads of dry weather through the early part and middle part of next week. Thursday, still under high pressure, decided to pull some hotter air back in from the south-southeast again. Notice, though, we have got this low pressure developing to our south-southwest. As we go through to Friday, this is midnight on Friday, pressure is clearly weakening, and in fact a Thundery area of low pressure is starting to move up from the south. That looks pretty volatile to me. By the end of next week we could be starting to see big thunderstorms breaking out, especially focused on England and Wales. We're under a Thundery trough of low pressure by Saturday. High pressure's broken down, and, you know, clearly we're more unsettled there, at the very least, with thunderstorms breaking out, and obviously temperatures will be lowering as a result. So that looks like a classic sort of Thundery scenario at the end of next week with the GFS midnight run. And then we move on into day 10. The Thundery stuff is gone. We're beginning to move low pressure in from off the Atlantic. So a different air mass, cooler, fresher Atlantic sort of air mass, and probably bring showery rain in from off the Atlantic Ocean. In the more extended range, actually bring back a ridge from the Azores high again as going to the closing days of July. So that turns things a little bit drier and probably gets temperature warmer again down in the south, but both in the north and the west does look a little bit more unsettled. And then we head up towards day 10. We head up to the end of a GFS run, I should say, which gets us to Sunday the 1st of August. And we've got high pressure way to our north and west. So we're trying to settle things down again, actually, with the GFS midnight run. Although it is cooler because the wind is coming in from the north-northeast, as you can see, as you follow the isobars around. Right, that's how midnight GFS run looked. This is the very latest, the 6Z. Again, we start on Monday with high pressure dominating over straight to west of the country. Around that high pressure, we bring in cooler temperatures from the North Sea, perhaps to more northern and east areas anyway. But high pressure dominates through the early part to middle part of next week, so we're going to be dry and fine. It will be warm or very warm in most parts of the country. We're on a high pressure, I'll be back to sunshine, and it is like middle of July, so it's bound to feel very warm when the sun is out. That carries on into Thursday as well. Low pressure beginning to develop, though, off the coast of Biscay, you'll notice. And as we move in to the end of next week and on into next weekend, this is Saturday 24th of July, look at this. Again, Thundery trough pushing in from the south and also from the west. It looks like there's a Thundery breakdown going on there with GFS 6 there at the end of next week and into the weekend of the 24th, 25th of July. By the 25th of July, we're moving that Thundery area of low pressure into the North Sea. That's going over to Denmark. We're pulling in cooler and fresher winds from the northwest, cooling down, and the wind is moving in from off the Atlantic Ocean. That's day 10 itself. Bit of low pressure starting to develop in the Atlantic, and as we go beyond day 10 into the extended range with the 6Z, we just gradually turn it more and more unsettled. It's not a rapid deterioration, but over time, through that final week of July, it just gradually turns more and more unsettled. So by the time we get through to the end of a GFS 6Z run, which gets us to the 1st of August, we are actually under an area of low pressure there. We're under an area of low. We're pulling in the wind from the north with that, so clearly temperatures are substantially cooler. And there'd be showers or longer spells of rain coming through the bay. It does even hint at a little bit of northern blocking around Greenland. Notice 1,035 to 1,040 millibar area of high pressure over Greenland. In combination with that trough of low pressure underneath it, that's like a classic cool wet pattern setting up. But it is over 2 weeks away, so I wouldn't really worry about that particularly. But it's just, ongoing evidence that the final week of July probably does see a little bit of a deterioration, something rather cooler and more unsettled. If you're enjoying this video, please do smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. The Gals Business. And drop a comment on the video. Let us know what you think. Thank you so much. Right, this is LBGM. Once again, high pressure dominates weather over top of the country on Monday and into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Most of next week will be high pressure dominated, so it's going to be very warm and dry through most of next week. End of next week, we begin to see that high pressure slipping a little bit further eastwards, low pressure starting to develop to our west and southwest and into the weekend of 24th, 25th July. Again, in line with all of the other model output, looks like things are turning Thundery with this area of low pressure pushing in from both the west and also from the south. That looks like classic sort of Thundery breakdown this time next week. Under a trough there on Sunday, so it's bound to be showery. Could be Thundery under that trough of low pressure. And up to day 10, again, we're looking more unsettled. Not necessarily a washout, but definitely turning showery and potentially Thundery with that trough over the top of the country. And then the ECM looks like this. So once more on Monday, we're dominated by high pressure. We're pulling in the winds from the east and from the northeast. So it will be a little bit cooler for northern and eastern areas, but overall high pressure is in control of the weather through the early to middle part of next week. We're high and dry, very warm and fine conditions. End of next week, the high pressure begins to slip towards the east. The low pressure starts to develop in the Atlantic, begins to push northwards and eastwards. So as we go into that final weekend of July, yes, again, the ECM shows this Thundery trough pushing through, breaking down the high pressure, and thunderstorms will be breaking out with that. Of course, we get to day 10, and we're pulling in the wind from the North Atlantic then, so it's a cooler, fresher air mass, and the Thundery stuff is trundling off into the North Sea. Watch out for this area of low pressure just here to possibly roll in beyond day 10 and turn us rather cooler and more unsettled with wet weather from off the Atlantic. The precipitation type forecast based on that ECM run from meteo.com. You're going to show loads of dry weather over the next few days. Although next week, as temperatures begin to lower slightly with that cool air coming in off the North Sea, it might generate a few heavy showers, maybe a thunderstorm down in the south early next week. But generally, the emphasis is on dry weather through most of next week until the very end of next week, where we start to bring in this wet weather from the west and from the south, increasingly sort of thundery look to these charts as we're moving into the weekend of the 24th and the 25th of July, with heavy showers and thunderstorms becoming more and more widespread over time. Right, let's turn webcam off and have a look at the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. So this is the option on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 26th of July. 51 out of 51 members of the ECM ensembles, all of them showing high pressure to our west, northwest, and also northwest. And this white area just here is not necessarily an area of low pressure, but it's probably a trough within the 500 millibar flow, hinting at that increasing risk of heavy showers and thunderstorms breaking out from around this time next week onwards. In 2 weeks' time, this is the option that we've got. It will get us to the 31st of July, above average heights for the final day of July. And all members of the ECM ensemble show this, by the way, 51 out of 51 members, showing high pressure pulling into middle of the Atlantic, on a mid-Atlantic ridge there, with a trough of below average heights, therefore hinting at developing within the 500 millibar flow. So that would be turning us cooler and more unsettled as we go into the very end of July. Finally, CFSV2 for August looks like this. This is the 700 millibar height anomaly for August. Still showing some above average heights building in from the Atlantic into Western and particularly Northern Europe. It does also show, however, lower pressure around Greenland and Iceland. So, there's a bit of a battle going on here. This low pressure around Greenland and Iceland is trying to bring us westerlies and a more unsettled pattern in August. The high pressure that we've had through a large part of June and into July is clinging on for dear life. But particularly over northern Scandinavia and into northwestern Russia, that's where the high pressure looks like it's at its strongest. So this could be a relatively weak ridge, and overall, I would suspect that's going to finally end up as a rather unsettled and cooler month if that came off with more of a westerly flow, and that would be particularly so for more northern and western parts of the country. The temperature anomaly for August shows no particular signal, but clearly it is not as hot as it has been during July. Hottest temperature anomalies across the far northeast of Europe and into the northwest of Russia. Otherwise, most parts of the continent look like they possibly hint at a little bit of a cool down during August, and there's no particular signal for precipitation either. That sort of 700 millibar height on it for August really is on a knife edge. You could envisage that would develop into a hot and dry month with a strengthening of the ridge, but equally with low pressure deepening around Greenland and Iceland, you could also envisage an Atlantic driven month flattening off this ridge and sending it southwards, and going into like a classic sort of unsettled August. So that is very much an August that's on a knife edge. But my guess is that if that anomaly sort of did verify, we would probably have a more unsettled month than we've had at any point through this summer, and that would be particularly in northern and western areas. But it's all to be revealed, it's all to play for, and we shall see, time will tell. Right, so if you enjoyed this video, please can you smash the like button, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. If you sub, you're able to see future weather content and live streams and everything else that we do on the channel. So thank you so much to all of you for doing this, as well as drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Subs have been moving very quickly over the past day or so, so we've now only got to put on around 30 subscribers to get to 11.5k, 11,500. When we get to 11.5k, we will officially begin the grind to 12k subscribers. I reckon we'll do a bit of a giveaway at 12k. I'm not sure what we give away. We might give away a little bit of GWV's merch, maybe an Amazon voucher. I'll decide a little bit closer to the time, but I think we will do a 12k giveaway. So just watch your space on that. But we'll begin the grind, to 12k officially, formally, when we get to 11.5k, and we've only got to put on around another 30 subscribers to get to 11.5k. So if you have not yet subbed, please give us a sub and tell friends, family, everybody else who's subscribed. Thank you so much for doing that. Right, we're done with today's videos. No live stream tonight. I'm still recovering from that tooth abscess that I had earlier on in the week. So I'm feeling so much better, but I'm sure you can tell by how I am on the webcam. I am feeling a great deal better, but I'm still a little bit tired and fatigued from it. So no live stream tonight. I'm not quite up to doing giddy gav for you tonight. So no live. Tomorrow we will have the 7 a.m. broadcast. But I'll be ECM 6 weeks. Look ahead tomorrow as well. Weekend forecast and a 10 to 14 days, so 4 videos coming up tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we shall have 7 a.m. broadcast, have an autumn update. Gaz will be sending out. I'm hopeful I'll be able to do a Sunday live stream. So hopefully, I'll let everybody know for definite over weekend, but I think I'll be up to doing Sunday live stream this week. So hopefully we will be able to stream at 6 p.m. on Sunday. You enjoy the rest of your Friday. And for today's videos, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.